AEW All In. You hear the theme, you know the vibes. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you that wrestling coverage how you want it when you need it. Sunday, 1 p.m., 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. British Standard Time, PST. We'll be live, all in, here on the channel. Super kick that subscribe button, like the bomb that like button, back drop that bell. We continue these 2 weeks all in, baby. We're rolling right along, covering the big match, covering all the major storylines, rumors, innuendo, and of course my predictions. Got every prediction right on the SummerSlam, by the way. So stay tuned. You might learn something watching. But time for the ladies to take center stage. And what has been AEW's best story, men or women? The storyline with Toni Storm, the Women's World Champion of AEW, culminates with her understudy, the protege, the glamour, the Women's Owen Hart Cup winner Mariah May. And Mariah May's hometown, a homecoming, another UK child returning home, looking to get her Wembley moment. What can you say about Toni Storm? And what can you say about Mariah May? When Mariah May was first introduced to AEW, we didn't know really much about her unless you watched Stardom. We knew how great Toni Storm was. It's kind of a shame that the old regime in WWE, Vince McMahon and crew, dropped the ball on such a fantastic women's wrestler. Toni Storm with a timeless gimmick, the best women's character in all of wrestling. One of the best characters in all of wrestling, in my opinion, up there with Joe Hendry, the tribal chief or OTC Roman Reigns. And whoever else you want to put in the conversation, MJF, whoever, your Cody's, the character work of Thomas Toni Storm deserves to be commended. Her taking Mariah May under her wing, Mariah May entering herself into the Owen, overcoming insurmountable odds, winning the Owen Hart, getting her title shot at All In her home country. Basically following the lead of Toni Storm, dressing as the OG Toni Storm, to one of the best heel turns I've seen, especially on the women's side, since the Dakota Kai, Tegan Knox, War Games, NXT Black and Gold days. Beating her with the shoe, embodying and just culminating in long-term booking of watch for the shoe. She beat her with the shoe. She carries around the shoe. There have been pull-apart brawls. Toni Storm making short movies. Mariah May doesn't really do the best with live promos, but with the vignettes and the backstage stuff, she does pretty well. She comes across as a psychotic bee, vindictive, jealous, and will do anything to get to the top. And last week, and I always hear this, you don't put stuff on TV you don't intend to pay off, especially in the world of professional wrestling. We saw Mina Shirakawa. We saw Toni defeat Mina at Forbidden Door. Mina goes back to Japan. She's back. Do we see Mina get involved in this match on Sunday? Does Mina turn heel with Mariah and align herself with her yet again as they were tag team partners in Stardom? Does this lead to Mariah May getting the advantage, defeating timeless Toni Storm? I think it's time to give Mariah May the World Championship. I think Toni Storm has done all she can with the World Championship. She's beaten just about everybody. Toni Storm is a white-hot babyface. The crowd loves her. They can do no wrong. They can branch Toni Storm out to be the babyface champ, the babyface challenger chasing Mariah May. They could have Toni Storm chasing a heel Mercedes. We never got Toni Storm on Mercedes. That would have been a wonderful feud in the WWE, and I think in AEW. Toni Storm against Mercedes. There are a lot of ways they can go with it. And I do think we have a potential person that can take the title off Mariah May that will debut or return, in the Brit Mercedes match. Stay tuned for that preview. I'll tell you how I feel about that. But It's time, I think, to give Mariah May a shot with the title. Give her her moment. We know Tony Khan loves moments. I talked about it with Bryan Danielson. I talked about it with Will Ospreay. I think Mariah May will get her moment as well. That would potentially be 3 title changes with Will Ospreay, with Mariah May, and with Bryan Danielson. Tony Khan loves his moments. I think Mariah May is the next person up to get her chance with the strap. And we'll talk about who she could feud with and lose that title to eventually. Another UK person who could return. But I think this is going to be a fantastic match. They have done a wonderful job building up this story, getting us invested, getting us emotionally invested. You see Tony Khan, you see AEW creative, whoever that may be, AEW writers, AEW quality control. When you have story, rich, meaningful, emotionally driven, character driven, thought provoking, relatable, tugs on a heartstring, long term story, long term booking with Mariah May, with Toni Storm, Mariah learning everything from Tony, and in the end, it just being a big ploy for her to take Tony's spot, as Tony seems to be like old Yellow going to the shed, not knowing how much her career has left as a struggling artist, a struggling actor, the upstart, the glamour. Mariah May taking an opportunity to stab her in the back and become the new top dog in the women's division. But what say you, Flex Zone family? What say you, AEW fans? I want to hear from you. Super kick that subscribe button, like a bomb that like button, backdrop that bell. Thomas, Toni Storm, and Mariah May has been a great story. Don't really know how much more they're going to pull out of this with the last bit of days of All In on the horizon. But I wouldn't mind seeing one more pull apart brawl. Maybe having, like we heard, maybe Mariah May getting her nails done or out somewhere and then just being attacked, like much like Stone Cold and Booker T, maybe out at the grocery store, out getting pampered, self-care day, out walking her dog, out at the beach by the pool, and Toni Storm, crazy, dressed in all black, attacks her, beats her up. They have to break them up and pull them apart, and Mariah May maybe has to run away or get in the car and drive off. I don't know. But something maybe just a little bit more put it over the top until you're ready for All In. But beggars can't be choosy. I'm going with Mariah May to be your new women's champion. I think Mina, they don't put her on TV for without a reason. Maybe she plays a part in it. Maybe she turns and aligns with Mariah May. We get Mariah May and Mina. Maybe Mina becomes all elite. Her and Mariah become a force in the women's division. But sound off in the comment section. Super kick that subscribe button. Like a bomb that like button. Backdrop that bell. We'll be live Sunday, 1 p.m. for All In, 6 p.m. BST, and 10 a.m. Pacific. And check out all the other previews on the channel. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going with Mariah May to be the third new champion, as I think that title does change hands. But I'm getting ready to get out of here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one as we get ready for All In this coming Sunday, right here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place giving you your wrestling coverage how you want it, when you need it. I'll see you in the next video, everybody.